night. Oh, Sunderland 2, Arsenal 2. A late dagger, points dropped. An emotional rollercoaster of a weekend, especially after the Liverpool City game. But before we panic or overreact, which I know we love doing, let's break this one down properly. Because when you zoom out a little bit, and you look at that thing up there, there it is. It's not as bad as it feels. Let's start with the performance itself. First half, pretty average. Could have been better. Sunderland are a very, very strong side. Don't let their name or the fact that they're newly promoted fool you. They are strong mentally, physically. Their tactics are tight. They've already caused problems for some big teams this season, and this won't be the end of it. Especially at the Stadium of Lights, they're going to take a lot of points off of a lot of good sides. We couldn't really control the game in the first half. Too many stops, too many fouls. Our rhythm just wasn't there. Second half, very different story. Dominated. We could have easily had 2 or 3. Some fantastic strikes from Saka and Trossard. Pure quality, both of them. Took the game in scruff of the neck. But defensively, we need to have a few words. We did not look like our usual selves. For the first time this season, I was watching and I just didn't feel confident that we wouldn't concede. Every other game this season, we might even be 1 goal up. We might even be drawing, but I know for a fact, by the way we're playing, nothing's going in the net. Didn't feel like that on Saturday. Just not at all. And that last goal, that Robbie dagger, rare miscommunication from Gabriel and Raya. Frustrating, yes, but it happens. Raya also made some fantastic saves, but then other moments he was looking off of it. So, yeah, whole back line, not our best performance, and probably, hopefully, our worst of the season. I'm sure it'll only get better from here. But let's also be real. Let's look at the injury list. Six key players. This performance from Merino also highlights how much we're missing a striker. That being Gyökeres, that being Havertz. Let's focus on Gyökeres. Gyökeres off the ball, pressing machine. Opens up so much space even when he's doing little to nothing on the ball. Havertz, very similar. And look at it this way. If this game ended 1-1, for us equalizing, and the Trossard goal never happened, and the Robbie goal never happened, instead of it stinging as much as it does, it wouldn't feel as bad. It would feel like a point earned more than 2 points dropped. Let's talk about the refereeing. I didn't want to, but it has to be done. It's happening too often. Every second weekend, there's just controversial decisions. Now, I don't think our game was the worst one of the weekend, but there were so many small little things that happened that just were frustrating. And when too many small things go against you, it could cost you the game. Now, I don't think it did cost us the game. I don't think we lost because of the referee. Sunderland were very good. We weren't at our best. But still, it needs to be spoken about. It shouldn't be ignored. Alright, let's start with our game. So, first thing that happened. Bang! Straight into Merino's chin or head or wherever it was. Ball hasn't even arrived yet, mind you. Penalty? No penalty? I don't know. But I remember last season when Saliba went for a header at the same time as João Pedro. The ball touched Saliba's head first. Ref blows his whistle, points to the spot, penalty for Brighton. Never have I ever seen a penalty given for a head-on-head collision, but you know what? I think Merino's is the same thing then. Worse, questionably. Elbow to the head before the ball's even there. It doesn't even touch the ball. If they were consistent, both are pens. If they were consistent, neither are pens. Second incident. Saka grabs Eze, throws him over. No foul. 5 seconds later, Zubamendi does a similar action, except wins the ball, studs on the ball, drags the ball away from Saka. Gets a yellow card, free kick Sunderland. They score from the free kick. Third incident. I think Ronaldo. He fouled Saka about 13 times before getting his yellow card. Fourth incident. Picture Randy Orton running into the WWE ring. Boom, RKO out of nowhere. That's what Dan Ballard, whoever it is, did to Eze. Ref, he blew his whistle. He gave the foul. Too bad he gave it to Sunderland. Make it make sense. The last thing I noticed was their goalkeeper holding onto the ball for more than 8 seconds, multiple times. You know if that's David Raya, 7 seconds and 99 milliseconds. Brrr, corner. Anyway, I'm not saying we were robbed again, but we had enough chances to win it. And when those margins are small, those little calls going one way can really shift momentum. And then we move on to disaster class of refereeing in that City Liverpool game. It's just salt to the wound, honestly. That penalty for Doku, you can't be serious. Look at what wasn't given for Gyökeres or even Saka against Fulham. Gyökeres against Newcastle, he was completely taken out. The ball was gone. Neither are given. And to follow that up, Van Dijk scored a perfectly fine goal, disallowed for Robertson being in an offside position. He ducks under the ball, and Donnarumma had a perfectly fine sight of the ball the whole way through. Plus, Robertson wasn't in his way of diving or anything like that. That is never being disallowed in any able referee's mind. It's just ridiculous to me. It's just the inconsistency is becoming such a stain on the sport. It's disgusting. Okay, we move on though. The result in context. Now, zooming out, because this is what matters most, it does sting to drop points like that. Especially when one of our two big rivals for this title were guaranteed to drop points in the same weekend. But let's look at the bigger picture. We've won 10 of our last 11 games. That is phenomenal. Going to the October international break, last month's international break, we had a 1 point lead on Liverpool and 3 points on City. Now, we are 8 points clear of Liverpool and 4 points clear of City. Yet we feel worse in this break than we did last break. Listen, if this draw against Sunderland was actually against Newcastle away or a different tough ground that we're used to, we probably wouldn't be panicking. We'd just say, oh, decent point, we'll take it. But when you actually list the fixtures that we've had, City, United at Old Trafford, Liverpool at Anfield, Newcastle at St. James's Park, Fulham away, West Ham, Palace, 3 of our usual, bogey teams. We're still top of the table with 6 first-team attackers injured. Phenomenal. That's the mark of an elite team. It's not about being perfect, it's about being resilient. It's about being consistent. And let's talk about those title rivals for a second. I think Liverpool's race is run already. I know you're not supposed to say it this early, but listen to what Pep said. He said, you don't win the title in November, but you can lose it. And I think Liverpool have lost it already. I don't see them putting a run together at this point. And I saw it at the beginning of the season, and a lot of Liverpool fans do too. My best friend is a Liverpool fan, and he called it when I did. When they were grinding out results at the beginning of the season, when they won those 5 games in a row, they didn't play well in any of those games. Yet they lost. They won, sorry. They won those games. Now you can see the cracks. You can see what's actually happening. Performances are way more important than results. You can always, win a game from a bad performance, but you can't reliably do that consistently. It just doesn't work. And I said from back then, they're not going to be our biggest problems this season. It's going to be City. And it's always City, isn't it? It always is. But this isn't the same City from 3 to 5 years ago that terrorized the league. This is a City that relies incredibly on Haaland. And before yesterday's game against Liverpool, the next highest goal scorer was on 1 goal in the league. Haaland had all of the other goals. It's just, over reliance. And look how Arsenal spread their goals. That's what's important. Obviously, we'd prefer to have more strikers and more attackers that can have the higher numbers, but at this point, beggars and choosers. Right. Rodri, not the player he used to be. Since that ACL, struggling to remain fit, and Kevin De Bruyne leaving the league is just, music to my ears. He used to ruin us on a yearly basis. Bi-yearly basis, guess we played them twice. Okay, mini rant time. My least favorite thing after the Liverpool City game is Liverpool fans saying, "Oh, City, you guys are so good. Thanks for spanking us. Here's the 3 points. And you know what? When you come to Anfield, we'll give you another 3 points. Go on and win the league for us. Come on, guys. Please, Papa Pep, go and beat Arsenal. We can't stand Arsenal. We hate when they win. Anyone but them. You're a lot of weird. It's a weird, stupid, dumb way to think about football. It's a loser mentality. You guys don't deserve success if that's how you're going to treat rival teams whenever you start doing badly again. It's just weird. I'm talking about the Jonathan Morleys and all those types of Liverpool fans who would, oh, please, City. Oh, City. I'd rather have City win than, oh. It's just disgusting, man. Getting sidetracked. But listen. I think we are now that dominant force that everyone is afraid of. We are that City team of 5 to 6 years ago. We are the team that teams are afraid of. We just need to stamp our dominance with some trophies, with some silverware. And once we have Gyökeres, once we have Havertz, once we have Jesus, once we have Madueke, once we have Odegaard, once we have Martinelli, once they're all back fit after this international break, this Arsenal team can beat anyone in the world. The mindset. This Arsenal squad, not team, squad is different. We're built that we can handle injuries, we can handle pressure, we can handle rotation. And it's the deepest squad we've ever had. Listen, we can go as far as possible in all 4 competitions this season. And I don't think that we're going to have another opportunity to do this. You can't sit with a squad this deep of quality players and have everyone happy. At least until next summer. Let's think about it this way. These players are all good enough to start, especially our defensive line. Why, after if we win something, would everyone stay? People want to start. Like, the best example I can come up with is the Haaland and Alvarez situation. Both phenomenal number 9s. But they both deserve to start, and you can't start them both. Similar situation to what we're having. We have a lot of depth in a lot of positions, and now's the season to use it. Now's the season to push ourselves in all the competitions before people get unsettled, and that's what we have to do. Listen, the next 3 games are going to be very telling. Spurs at home, Bayern at home, Chelsea away. If we can get 2 wins and a draw, or somehow 3 wins, we make a massive statement. I know the players and the staff will be keeping their chins up after this result. And I think we need to do the same as fans. It's a small blip and nothing more. Let's get behind the boys and come through this international break with positivity and a bit of perspective. Because when we are fully fit and fully firing, no one is going to stop the Gunners. Like, subscribe. Catch you later.